Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, we'll be diving deep into one of Maya's fundamental tools, the Insert Edge Loop tool. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced user, mastering this tool is essential for creating precise and detailed models in Maya. The Insert Edge Loop tool allows you to add additional edge loops to your geometry, helping you refine the shape and add additional detail where needed. So just how do we access the Insert Edge Loop tool? Well, there's two ways we can go about doing this, and I'm going to show you both ways. The first way is through our Modeling Toolkit tab right here. We're going to select Quad Draw. That allows us to access the Edge Loop tool from there. And the second way, we just go right up here to Mesh Tools. We're going to click that, and we're going to look for Insert Edge Loop, which is going to be right here. And we'll just click that, and we'll be ready to go. Additionally, we can add this tool to our custom shelf. To do this, simply select the tool which we previously selected. We'll find it over here on the left side. We're going to middle mouse click and hold, and then we'll just drag it right up to our shelf here. Let go of that mouse button. Boom, just like that. Alright, let's start with the basics. I'm going to turn on the shaded wireframe to help you guys see a little bit easier. So we have our cube right here. We have our loop edge tool selected. You're going to want to click on one of these edges here. I'm going to aim for the middle. Oh, make sure we got our cube selected, of course. There's our loop edge right there. I'm going to drag this and aim for the middle here. I'm going to release my mouse button when I'm happy with where I want to place this. So there we have our nice loop edge right there. Oh, just beautiful. I'm going to undo that though. Alright, let's see how to add this loop edge using the modeling toolkit over here that I still have open. I'm going to select my cube. I'm going to click Quad Draw. As you can see, I've got these faces lighting up here. This shows me that the tool is active. The secret here is you're going to hold the Control key on your keyboard. And look at that. We've got a loop edge right here. We can place it whichever way we want it to go. Again, I'm going to aim for the middle here. I'm just going to click the mouse. We've already added it. This tool is actually a lot easier to use because you don't have to hold the mouse to click on anything, and it shows you a nice visualization of where that loop edge is going to go. And just like that, look how quick that was. We have got a lot of faces on this cube now. And there you go. The basics of using the loop edge tool in Maya. Alright, let's go over some advanced uses of this tool. First, I'm going to undo all these crazy loop edges that I just created. One of the nice things is you get a lot of control over this tool. You won't get much control over it using the Quad Draw, however, but I find this tool, the regular loop edge tool, it's going to give you the best amount of control. So say I wanted to get this perfectly lined up in the middle of this face. Yeah, that looks about right, doesn't it? Uh-oh. Definitely not in the middle. So what we can do is we'll go to the attribute editor right here, and we're going to look for a tab up here that says Poly Split Ring. In this case, it's Poly Split Ring 2. We're going to click that tab. And we can see right here under weight, we're at 0.271. I can move this slider around to adjust my loop edge. But to get it perfectly in the center, I'm going to type 0.5. That's the middle value between 0 and 1. We'll hit enter. Alright, I'm going to show you guys one more neat little trick that we can do with this loop edge tool. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to select my cube and I'm going to hit 3, the number 3 on my keyboard. That's going to turn it into smooth shading. Whoa, this thing turned into a sphere, didn't it? It's pretty crazy looking. I definitely didn't want that to happen though. So I'm going to hit the number 1 key again, and we're back into a cube. So how can I add smooth shading to this cube without turning it into a sphere? Well, as you guessed, we're going to add some loop edges to this cube. So I'm going to select my tool that I added to my shelf again earlier, and we're going to add a loop edge right about there. I'm going to add one at the bottom right about there. We'll add one here. And we'll add another one there. We're going to add 2 more loop edges. One right here and one right there. This time when I hit the number 3 on the keyboard, it does not turn into that sphere anymore, does it? Oh, that is just beautiful. Nice, smooth, shaded sphere. Doesn't get much better than this, right guys? But we can add a little bit more perfection to this. So we'll select our cube again. I'm going to hit the number 1 key on my keyboard to bring it back to its flat shaded. And remember how earlier we were talking about the poly split ring? Well, this time, if you're not there, just make sure you're in your attribute editor. Let's click that right there, bring us up into the attribute editor. Click our cube once again, and this time I'm going to click the poly split ring. So we have a value of 0.898. Let's change that to 0.9. And remember, moving the slider allows us to have control over this. So we can put it wherever we want. But I want that 0.9. We'll go to the next tab over here. Another poly split. There's going to be quite a few of those because each line that we created is going to create a new tab. We're going to change this 0.068 to a 0.1. We'll go to the next tab. We'll change this one to a 0.1 as well. I'll hit this little arrow here. That'll reveal some more of our tabs. We'll click the next one down the line. This looks like it's going to be another 0.1. Click the next tab, and we'll turn that into a 0.9. The next tab reveals that we're going to change it to another 0.1. And there we go. Now we have our new edge loops all perfectly laid out, all evenly spaced. So now when we hit the number 3 on our keyboard, oh man, we've got perfection right here, guys. Just look at that. Let's use this tool on a more detailed model. I'm going to add some more windows along this side panel here. So we'll select our model. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. Select our tool. And we'll add one right here. One right down there. And we're going to add a bunch of windows on this face right here. So I'm going to show you a trick on how to do that. We're going to double click our tool over here. It's going to bring up this pop box on the tool settings. And right now we're select on equal distance from edge. We're going to click multiple edge loops. And you can change how many loop edges you want to add. 5 actually might be the perfect value for this. Let's give it a try. We're going to click our edge here. And as you can see, we've got 5 loop edges that are about to get dropped as soon as I release the mouse button. Now we've got 5 loop edges added into this, and that looks like that's the right amount. So we're just going to leave that as it is. One thing to point out, you might want to change it back to equal distance from edge, or you can just hit the reset tool. If you don't do that, every time you place one of those, it's always going to place 5 or however many you had selected. So we'll close that box. So now we'll switch to faces, select a few of those, and we'll go to our modeling toolkit, select the extrude tool right there. Uh-oh, move this guy out of the way. And we'll just bring that in just a little bit. And there we got our windows. Mastering the Insert Edge Loop tool opens up a world of possibilities in Maya. With precision and control, you can take your models to the next level. So go ahead, experiment, and unleash your creativity. That's all for today's tutorial. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and tutorials. Alright, my friends, until next time, happy modeling.